Good morning. Today we're going to be cleaning up all the pathways in our town and making it so much more accessible for future builds. Welcome back to MorningCraft. So after the excitement of building the hanging gardens and in preparation for all the amazing builds to come, I decided to start cleaning up. Take a look at this. Look at this area over here. What a mess. It's basically a noise function of green and brown, and the terrain is completely unusable. And so we're going to be building a bunch of pathways, doing so much terraforming, and making our area so much nicer. Starting off, I came to this area, next to the Farmer's Carry Bridge. And you can see it now has a bunch of different tiers and some staircases weaving between them. This has gone from an overgrown, unusable area to somewhere where we could start building new things. Perhaps we could put a cherry tree on that ledge, or maybe a few buildings around it. But there's so much to do. Look at all this mess. Time to clean it up. We got a path coming from the bakery that goes to nowhere. So I added a few more sort of tiers. We could build a few buildings here, maybe some farms, and we've got a cool passageway going between these two tiers here. That could be pretty cool. We'll see what we do with it. And then we can follow this all the way along and connect it up to our road system. We've got this weird area here, which is pretty square, but completely unused. The cathedral looks good today. I always say the cathedral looks good. It still does. There we go. Looks pretty good. I'm a big fan. Not the actual spinning kind, but I like this kind. And so here we go. I've cleaned up this area. Maybe we could build a market here, or maybe we could build a few houses. Not sure what we should do with this area. But if you have any suggestions for any of these areas, let me know in the comment down below. And the road from our bakery now leads all the way to the monastery. But we do have an issue of this cave here. I do want to turn this into a lush cave at some point, because it's pretty cool and it leads all the way into the monastery. It feels like a little bit of a waste not to be using this interesting terrain. And it would really help connect up the rest of the town to the monastery, which I really like. Yeah, I'm a fan of this. Good build. Not as good as the cathedral, but nothing else in this town is. And so in the spirit of resurrecting this cave, I built a staircase up to it, and a bridge across from it. And now you can see we have so much more land, but we got so much more to do, and we'll be doing that after this story segment.
Upon the receival of Phantom's invitation, the Viking tribes in the north all travelled to Thaldrim for an audience with Jarl Armstrong.
Greetings. The Vikings now have a major power with their interests at heart. No longer must you be shoved around. No longer must you cling to survival. Together, we can decide on what is best for all Vikings, and I will bring that desire to the world stage. Make your way to our meadow. All the tribes can meet there to discuss.
Okay, we're back, and you can see on the other side of the bridge, I've started cleaning up as well. I've flattened out this area next to the coast. Maybe we should build some kind of port here. That'd be a pretty good use for it. But if you have a better suggestion, let me know. I've been doing a lot of work recently on really small builds. I've built 4 smaller builds, and I'm going to be releasing them as their own sort of standalone episodes. They'll take like a minute and a half each, and they'll be a lot quicker. And I'm hoping I can use that time to just clear up, a few of the messes I've made as the city's been built. But we've got this small little ledge here, and with a staircase, it now helps us reach the top of the mountain. I also added a bridge to this sort of ledge, and we'll be doing something with that bridge by the end of the episode. But obviously, to get up to this bridge, we're going to need some kind of staircase. And I'm not going to go for the default one. I went for something a little bit more interesting. This weird sort of tower with a spiral staircase around the outside is it's a bit of a weird build. It's kind of out of place for the city so far. But I think I turn it into something pretty cool, and it will look really good when there's stuff around it. Story time.
My king, while I understand your hesitance, I once more implore you to consider ending Eldros's neutrality. Should the Oluffians overcome the Dawn Protectorate, we would be the last stepping stone between him and control of the whole continent. Not choosing a winner in this moment is letting fate choose for us.
Okay, so we're back, and I've added a little bit of detail to this spiral staircase. Again, yeah, it looks really out of place, but when we have 2 or 3 buildings around it, maybe some buildings on top, I think it'll look pretty good. I added some extra detail to the pathway running alongside it, and now you can see how this will help people in the dock area access the top of the hill. Before this, they'd have had to do a whole bunch of walking and a whole bunch of staircases, but now they have one closer. And I built this second bridge that leads into the mountain. I wonder where that's going to go. Now, if you've watched these episodes before, you may notice that these are around the same height as our passageway that leads under our cathedral. And so I made these bridges lead into our passageway. We got a sort of staircase here for the lower one. And I think that looks pretty good. Gives you a sort of cut through halfway through the passageway, and it makes it a little bit easier to get around town. And then on the bridge on the upper level, I sort of took this passageway and extended it through the wall and into our main passage. There we go, that looks pretty good. And then we have a bridge running across the top section of our passageway. And where that's going to lead, I'm not sure, but it gives us an opportunity for later. And I think the bridge looks pretty cool. All my bridges do sort of look the same, which I should really address, but I think we've got other things to work on right now. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been a little bit of a filler episode. Been working on some pathways and some terraforming. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope this is a great morning. My name is Stephen, you've been watching MorningCraft, and I hope you have a really good day and a wonderful weekend. Yeah, there's not much else to say other than hope things go well for you. Here's a quote.